that we help people learn about the Bible, because it's called Would You Like to Know More About the Bible? And he will wipe out every tear from their eyes, and death will be no more. You can check if you want this brochure, which I highly recommend. It's a fantastic brochure.
Would you like to learn more about the Bible?
That's okay. I'm Mormon. And
one of the things that we do is talk to people in parking lots and you know, catch people wherever they are. Let me give you just a little tract.
Buddy, really, I'm not the guy you want to talk to.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay. How come?
It's not my thing, okay? Yeah. I'm actually just a total... You know,
really? We meet some of those.
Yeah, I'm one of them, you know, just...
You want to put that away for you?
Hey, that'd be very nice.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you very much.
I really have never given any thought to having Jewish roots, because it was never part of the family, never part of the family history. And we were just raised in a Christian household. So I never really, you know, do I know it that I have Jewish blood? Yes, I do, but it's not really something I give much thought to.
Before converting and marrying Virginia, Joseph had a previous wife. After the war, he married a Jewish survivor, and they had a baby girl. But within a year, Joseph's wife died. He gave the baby to his sister, who raised the girl as a Jew. It was a few years later that Joseph began his new life as a Jehovah's Witness. Joseph raised 2 sons in his new religion, but remained distant from his Jewish daughter. They don't see each other very often.
During the war, everybody I loved died. In order to protect myself, I remained detached in many, many personal relationships. And I have always hands off, something that fear. It's still the old-fashioned panic from the old days. And I wish it wouldn't be that way, but that's, I feel for you.
Joseph's daughter has invited her dad to speak about his Holocaust experience at her son's school. She wants to bring him closer to her Jewish family.
I don't have a problem with, you know, different religions coexisting in one family. I think that that's okay. The only fear I have of, you know, like the Jehovah's Witnesses' way of doing things is that they are trying to indoctrinate other people.
You know, I am turned off when they knock on the door. It's kind of annoying sometimes. You know, we don't answer because we don't want to be bothered by them.
Is anybody over 15? No. You know what that means? Every one of you, if you were in a Jewish ghetto, you would have been killed. Everyone here would be shot. I was separated from my parents when I was 14, just about your age. I was all alone, no place to go, and I finally wound up in a concentration camp. I prayed, but you know, prayer didn't do any good. We could have prayed all we wanted to, and there was no response. There was one barrack, had its own barbed wire around it. It was like a camp within a camp. And I was told that there were Bible students, or Bibelforscher was known in German, or Jehovah's Witnesses. They said, we have to love our neighbors and not kill them. This was so incredible. People who stand up to the Nazis, people who stand up to Hitler, who dare to say no, and they cannot be persuaded any way to do that, gave us a tremendous sense of courage in a way.
There were like certain miracles, like for example, the person was reading out of the Torah and like nobody saw him. Like were any miracles you saw while you were at like...
I tell you what, it was a miracle. Surviving every day was a miracle because you had to make decisions all day long.
The kids were transfixed at what my father was saying. It was important for us on a personal level to hear it too.
Didn't have many choices.
When he talks about being in the camps and going on survival mode, and what's lacking in that whole scheme is hope. And now he feels that he has that hope for the future, to live forever, and I'm sure that that's a big part of the reason for him being involved.
You know, it's just getting to know other religions and getting to know why my grandfather chose to convert to this religion, because, to tell you the truth, after what he went through, you know, they must have had a pretty strong case for him to continue having faith in God.
Today was the first time I really heard firsthand some of the stories, since I've kind of known you for 25 years, but not really known you for 25 years. I'm very protective of Susan, and I've been trying to deal with, you know, what my expectations are of you as a father to her, you know.
I know you were concerned about my distance. And I'm at the same distance from Susie as I am from anybody who is close to me. That's what we discussed.
I guess I just could never understand why you couldn't turn it back on. That's what's in my head. I didn't go through what you did.
Nation shall not lift up the sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore, for the mouth of the Lord Jehovah has spoken it.
During World War II, Jehovah's Witnesses refused to fight. They wouldn't follow Hitler in Germany and wouldn't support the war effort in America. The Witnesses criticized Christian religions that endorsed any nation, strictly following the commandment, "Thou shalt not kill."
If the leaders of the people today will not follow the word of God, then let the peoples of the world follow the word of God. And it's your responsibility as Jehovah's Witnesses to tell the people about this kingdom.
The Jehovah's Witnesses were just beginning a very aggressive campaign of proselytization. Combine that with the nationalism that was sweeping the country in the face of growing international difficulty. And there was quite the unwillingness, the intolerance to hear the message that the Witnesses wanted to articulate.
Jehovah's Witnesses were talking about a different solution, and sometimes aggressively so, because they felt very strongly that the ultimate solution doesn't come from war, but rather from God's kingdom.
Witnesses were scorned as unpatriotic. They wouldn't pledge loyalty to any man-made symbols, calling into question what it means to be an American.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On the eve of World War II, 2 young Jehovah's Witnesses refused to salute the flag in their Pennsylvania classroom. Across America, thousands of witness kids took the same stand and were kicked out of school. Teachers who were Jehovah's Witnesses were fired, and so were parents who would not salute the flag at work. The witnesses sued the government. 8-1, the Supreme Court ruled against the witnesses. It said the government could force its citizens to make a patriotic salute. Jehovah's Witnesses continued their refusal and defied the ruling. As a result, they were attacked by mobs in 44 states. Tar and feathering, stoning, even castration. Kingdom halls were vandalized and burned. Witnesses were assaulted on the street for preaching. Editorials in 200 newspapers condemned the ruling, noting the irony. Isn't this what America was supposed to be fighting against in Nazi Germany?
The subject that we're concerned with seems to me...
First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt spoke out against these riots and the 1940 decision denying the witnesses their rights. And Jehovah's Witnesses persisted in the courts. They argued that a free country shouldn't force people to pledge allegiance to anything. In an unprecedented move, the Supreme Court agreed and reversed itself in just 3 years.
Between 1935 and 1958, the Jehovah's Witnesses were in the